Hey everyone, Britza here from Epic Geeks, and we are back with Battlefleet Gothic Armada. This has been a long time coming, so apologies to everyone, including Jason Vincent for, well, just the delay. Time has kind of held me up, just sort of real life stuff, but nevertheless, as you can see here in the bottom left, the Tau Empire fleet is here, so what a perfect time to come back to this game and check out what's going on. So I've already created a Tau fleet and had a chance to play about with it and get to grips with some of the tactics and, more importantly, some of the ways to lose. As Tau, it seems they're not particularly resilient when it comes to getting rammed. But hey, you learn quickly, don't you, when you're failing? So yeah, for those of you who don't know, Battlefleet Gothic Armada, real-time strategy game based on the tabletop game produced by Games Workshop, ships shooting each other. It will make itself very clear if you've never seen this game before. And the Tau Empire, the long-range experts of the 40k universe, superior long-range technology with a lot of fragility there as well. They're not particularly resilient when it comes to hit points in general, and certainly when you're up close and getting rammed, it's not particularly nice to watch your ships get battered about. And arc fires, they're not particularly strong. Usually Tau are just brutal up front. If you can have an ally sort of control the enemy fleet and keep them at range, and you're lining up front range shots, then you're going to tear into them. But get behind them and the Tau just fall apart. So I'm going to play a bit of 2 versus 2, just sort of demonstrate the Tau's strengths and weaknesses. You can see that, you know, some of this has already gone a bit downhill for me. Yeah, as mentioned, the ramming doesn't work too well. But I've got a nice mix of ships here. Got the one cruiser, the Protector Tolku, and I'm not going to try and pronounce the rest of these because I have enough trouble with names. But the main sort of things to focus on with Tau, a lot of front-facing weaponry. You'll see here sort of 180-degree broadside front at the bottom there. I think we have 270 on, and I can't remember which one it is, so I'm not going to waste too much time trying to look for it. But needless to say, pretty much everything in the cruiser category has only 180-degree fire. It's the frigates that really make up the lack of fire arcs there. And also, you'll notice the heavy seeker missiles. Now these are just brutal. As you can see, unlimited range. You effectively keep popping these every 30 seconds when you can see an enemy ship, and they will go forward 3,000, sort of 3,000. I was going to say meters. I don't know if it's even meters, but they go 3,000 units. There we go. And then they'll start to deviate and follow their target. So you've got to be careful that you're not facing anything that could particularly get hurt by these, because they do ignore shields. They pierce shields. And yeah, they're just homing missiles, which is great. Unlimited range. You could just hang around in a little nebula and just fire these things off till the cows come home, which did happen to me on one game. And it's not... Tau versus Tau is quite brutal. Seeker missiles really rip into Tau fleet. So if you're playing Tau, don't be afraid to go for some of these Castellans. So let's jump into a 2 versus 2. I think that's enough of me warbling on about the Tau. I think I've sort of covered up their main strengths and weaknesses. Again, they're brutal when they've got the front something in their front arcs. They are incredibly rubbish when something gets behind them. But then again, that's where the frigates kind of help, you know, kind of pull it back. It's very difficult to say, you know, if you manage to get like a cruiser or an alt cruiser behind you, a frigate's not going to do too much. You only chance to sort of maybe ram it out from behind you and then see if you can sort of line up the front arc again. But saying that, they do have quite a decent amount of maneuverability. Some of these high-speed turns can really make all the difference. Oh, I'm doing 1 versus 1, Tau versus Tau. Brilliant. I thought I was doing 2 versus 2. So you're really going to see the strengths and weaknesses of the Tau here. 330. What do I want? I think I'm going to want... Let's say that. No, let's go with... Yeah, let's go with the Castellan. Okay, for better or for worse, hopefully I can at least show you what the unlimited Seeker missiles are like. That being said, I have to spot the enemy fleet. So this will it's going to be an interesting one. The worst thing about Tower vs Tower is it's effectively two fleets trying to edge towards each other and see what's what. But saying that, I'm defending the platforms in this mission, so they're going to have to come to me. And when they do, because they'll have to see the platforms, or will they? Actually, I don't know. I'm getting distracted too soon. But the main thing to point out here is that I get two warfare tactics. One here, Monka, is about reducing enemy ship values. I think during boarding actions. Oh no, sorry, when boarding, and you have a better chance of destroying subsystems. And Kaoyun is about reducing the accuracy loss from long range.
Kaoyun, the patient hunter is rewarded with victory.
Now, I think what I'm going to do is just plop myself right here. And I'm going to put a cheeky Castell in there.
At your orders, Koro.
I'm not really sure how... Oh, he's because he can actually see me. That's a problem. So I'll send out that Auger probe. And then,
We serve the Kovata.
when we do, we're going to unleash some hell.
As the ethereals wish. The Tauva shall prosper.
But these aren't lasting well at all.
Drones have identified an enemy target. How may I serve the Tauva?
Oh. Right, okay.
Heretic drive engaged.
Let's see if I can actually do this. So, you can see how the Seeker missiles just peel off and cause a huge amount of damage. And now it's going to be a real battle of wills here.
Battery systems taking heavy damage.
So I'm just stripping the shields here. And now it's really going to come down to whether I can take one of these ships out before it takes down both missile defense turrets, which I don't think I'm going to be able to do.
Structural integrity compromised.
No, I think it's going to go down pretty quickly.
Automated defense platform has been obliterated.
I think that's it now. Saying that, I've already got the edge, so it's not really a case of...
Target acquired.
taking them out now. They're going to die, and they know they're going to die. But it's whether... Oh. No, I don't want to go anywhere. Why am I shooting off?
By my sept, we shall attack. Aircraft ready for orders.
I think it's just a case they've got to escape now to the other end.
Weapons hot.
So I'm going to chase them and start seeing if I can lay into them a bit. They're not going to escape. And you can begin to see just the unrelenting firepower I'm being able to stick into these guys, and I should really get out of the way of my own ship.
Shift to optimal combat.
Right, he's dead, so there you go. And I've ran my ship just for good measure. So, yeah, there's a good demonstration of what Tau do best, destroy their own ships. So, a quick victory. He focused too much on the turrets. I was able just to spend my time taking out the ships, and you just saw how quickly the shields go. The Sigma missiles aren't particularly effective once the shields are down. I think it's just the advantage of being able to go through shields and get some hit points off early. They really get their strength. But apart from that, look, you see as well these missiles just curling round. The fact that these can just come around in all angles is brilliant. And I was saved by the enemy. Sort of, what do we call this? Dead ships. I can't think of words. Blah. But great victory there. And perhaps a good demonstration of the weaknesses of the Tau as well. That, you know, you can't really leave them under fire for too long. They're not particularly resilient with hit points. And they will just crumble if they get any amount of sustained fire on them. But also those unlimited missiles, just, you know, the fact they could see those targets early. So when you come down to... not just defense turrets, but also transport ships, where you've got to get, you know, the enemy's trying to get transport ships over to you. You'll see those transport ships very early, potentially, especially if you've got an auger probe like I did, and you can just unleash Seeker missiles into them. If anything, you could go for like one light cruiser and a lot of Castellans, and just start pumping into them. as quickly as possible. Now I'm going to do some quick crew upgrades just to get them out of the way. Now ideally I want to get a bit more range, but it's very difficult. So I like the idea of getting 3k extra range. I don't want seeker missiles up close. Iron cannons I'm not too fussed about. I just want a bit more range really. But I don't think I'm going to find something that's actually going to extend my range. I think one of the big problems I've got is taking down those seeker missiles. So I'm actually going to increase my turrets, which I just had somewhere there. I'm going to fit that, because you saw how quickly they could pump those out, and just having a few extra turrets to take some of those down was really key. So I'm going to jump straight back into a 2 versus 2. Hopefully that will give me a bit more room to play about with some of the strengths and weaknesses of the Tau fleet. But I'm looking forward to seeing what some of the later ships have. Some of their sort of heavy cruisers look fantastic, and I'm really interested to see how some of the mercenary factions come into it. So I don't know if it's Vespid. I'm sure it's Vespid that you see in the trailer. But I also kind of want to see whether they bring in the crew. I haven't looked too much into the tower myself because I wanted to sort of explore it live and possibly with you. I did film a couple of these before and it was just horrendous. Like some of the stuff that's happening, it was an embarrassment to the game, to be honest. The stuff that but I was learning. I was learning with the fleet, and you've got to do that. So we have here another Tau versus Tau to an extent, but Tau Space Marines, Tau Imperial could be an interesting mix here. And I don't think I can get away with that cruiser again. Can I? I'm not sure if I wanted to. Saying that have I got an auger probe with that? I don't know if I had an auger. Is that oh, where was it? Was that an auger probe? That's beacon. I've got to have the probe. So I've got seeker missiles in all cases, so I'm just going to go with that. Now, the issue we had last time with the Space Marine fleet is they just come in and just start ramming things, and I fully expect this to happen again. It's likely that the Nova... Is it the Nova Cannon? I think it is called the Nova Cannon, or whatever, the Macro Cannon, whatever that weapon is on the Space Marine fleet. They are probably going to be the worst part of this, because I will be trying to dodge those at long range, and given the fact I'm so fragile, they could really rip into some of my ships. And the frigates aren't going to survive a direct hit with those. Defending the platforms again, looking forward to it. I'm going to go again with the Kaoyun.
Kaoyun, the patient hunter is rewarded with victory.
Where's my ally going to set up? It's hard to think where's best to go. It's probably best to go in the middle somewhere, I would reckon. But not too close to this little cloud here, because when they disappear... that's going to cause a problem. Right, there we go. So what's he got here? Rocking the Overlords and a Dauntless Mark II. Okay. There's not really a tactic that I'm going to be using here other than let the Imperial player close in, unleash some Seeker missiles once I get the Auger probe out. So I'll shoot the Auger probe out the moment it starts, and then start dishing out some Seeker missile damage. Then when the Imperial player starts closing, I'll just let him take the fire, because undoubtedly the players will probably want to tackle him first, and I'll just strip probably the Imperial player first. I think if we can take him down quickly, or the Tau player first, sorry, I'm thinking about Imperial, strip the Tau player first. The downside is that we're going to start seeing Seeker missiles come off on these turrets very quickly. So if the Tau player's positioned himself over here, which I doubt he has, or she has, because while they get Seeker missiles off here, it will take a long while for them to start. And okay, maybe that blip is.
Core L ready.
So where's the Seeker missiles coming from? I wonder. So that's the tower player. So I'm going... Was that the tower player? Oh, they split them up a bit. Okay, I wouldn't send your whole fleet over there, buddy. That's one ship.
Aircast ready for orders.
I'm going to have to come over here.
How may I serve the Tauvar?
That's going to be an escort.
The Tauvar shall prosper.
That's going to be a frigate, sorry, that's going to be a Castellan. So, I wouldn't...
At your orders, Coral.
Don't send whole fleet.
The ethereals guide us. Backup's failing.
Yeah, there we go.
Red lights on all panels.
Aircast ready for orders.
By my set, we shall attack.
Let's set at 9k range. This is going to completely
As
wreck
the
me now.
ethereals wish.
I'm going to get out of there.
Maximum.
It's probably not going to be able to get out in time. I'll just...
To spread the greater good.
So if I'm going to retreat a bit and just use some of these Seeker missiles to take a couple of these out.
We serve the Kovadra.
Primary systems taking heavy damage.
So I'm going to keep
Automated
firing off some
defense
Seeker
platform
missiles
has been obliterated.
onto these. He really didn't need to be sending out a Dauntless for that one ship. Hope I was at least using special orders to kill it a bit quicker.
Corel, shift to optimal combat speed.
Weapons hot.
Right, now I'm going to start trying to unleash a bit more. Okay, I did not expect them to be using that. I guess you're going to get start to see some of the tower weaponry in all its glory. Right, thankfully that's now done, so I hope he boosts that thing back as quickly as possible. And there's not... Okay, some of these are not doing well at all.
At your orders.
I was forgetting to fire off some of my other ships, so that's not always good.
Red lights on all panels.
How may I serve?
I'm going to do a quick back off to the next one.
Ultimate defense platform has been obliterated.
See if I can... No, not enough time. Right, I can at least board him. I'm probably not making a lot of sense because we are very much getting screwed. The Overlord's down. We've got
Pure Tide engrams online.
still one strike cruiser up. It's going to be down in a
Disengaging Pure
minute.
Tide command.
I need to get back
For
so I can
Anvar,
recharge my shields.
It will be so.
How may I serve you?
Now I want to get behind him, so I think...
Aircast ready for
Oh,
orders.
this is not going to be fun, is it?
Structural integrity compromised.
And I haven't got it. Oh, I've lost that just as I needed it.
Aircast ready for orders. Our vessel has been destroyed.
How am I going to
Flagship has been destroyed.
take him out? I don't know how that's going to happen now.
Pure tide engrams online.
Okay, so it's just the sheer weight of firepower for this flagship. It's just not... At least I can block some of the damage to the turret with my own ship.
Pure tide engrams online.
Disengaging pure tide command link.
I think we
Pure
might...
tide engrams online.
I don't know, a strike cruiser against these two. I don't think we've got this.
Disengaging pure tide command link. Gravitic drive engaged.
We might be able to if...
By
And he's going to
my
ram.
set,
Okay.
we shall attack.
That's going to be fun.
Backups failing. Red lights on all panels. Ultimate defense platform has been obliterated.
Maneuvering thrusters engaged.
Oh, just...
Shift to optimal combat speed. Closing on your position. Patient hunter.
Okay,
gets the
I've somehow found myself behind him, so I'm going to take advantage of that for a split second
disengaging pure
and see if I can just unleash some hell into him.
tide's teachings guide our fire.
Let's stick to 3k and just follow him.
Honor the teachings of Viola. Strike the killing blow.
Our vessel seeks to flee the
No, there's no way I'm going to be able to save this thing. I might as well run.
Pure tide engram online.
See ya, mate. Save the ship while I can.
Success. We are making the jump.
The real issue happened with this guy sending off the Dauntless to fight a frigate. It was just a complete waste.
Pure tide engrams
We
online.
needed it. We probably would have been able to deal with this very quickly. And now this ship's just going to run for the finish line.
Disengaging pure tide
Oh,
command.
didn't mean to cut caps, mate. Sorry about that. You can't really do much about that, really. But you just get to see how brutal this stronghold is. So let's have a look quick at some of the weaponry while we're take advantage of my observer situation. So ordnance launch bays. What's that? A range of... Okay, 12,000. Lance batteries of 12,000. Macro batteries of 6. There's 4 of them. There's 6 lance batteries. Prow cutting beam. I'd have to look at these in a little bit more detail. So a bit unfortunate. Not quite what I was hoping for, but again, already said the loss came from the Dauntless going off fighting the frigate and just kind of the sheer firepower that stronghold could put out, which is a bit depressing. But nevertheless, I'm moving my way towards it, so it won't be long until I'm dishing out some prow cutting beams myself. But there we go. So I'm going to call this a little dip because it's 24 minutes I've been doing this now, and I don't want to start to bore you with my losses. So I will be coming back to these and doing a few more, particularly since people like Jason Vincent love them so much, and I really appreciate you guys loving it. And let me know whether you're playing this game, whether you've got into this game, and whether, like Jason, how are you getting on there, particularly with the Tau Fleet. So I hope you're getting on a little bit better than this, because this wasn't particularly good. But I should hopefully, with a few more games, be able to pick myself up. But that said, that will come another time. But thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below and how you're getting on. Email Epic Geeks at epicgeekspodcast@gmail.com if you want to share any thoughts with our podcasting show. Remember to check us out on our webpage, www.epicgeeks.co.uk. It's very early in the morning. And check out all the podcasts on there. But until then, guys, thanks very much for watching, and have a great day, week, month, whatever in gaming.